Welcome back to Hardball. There are now new questions today about what the Trump team knew about Michael Flynn before appointing him National Security Advisor. The New York Times is now reporting that in early January, that's this year, quote, Flynn told President Trump's transition team that he was under federal investigation for secretly working as a paid lobbyist for Turkey. Well, as the Times reports, Flynn's disclosure made to Trump lawyer Don McGahn means that, quote, the Trump team knew about the investigation of Mr. Flynn far earlier than had been previously reported. And despite that red flag, you got to call it a red flag, Flynn was still offered the top national security job. The report also raises questions about the person who served as the leader of the transition, Vice President Mike Pence. Pence told Fox News that he first learned of Flynn's lobbying work for Turkey this March. That's 2 months ago. Let's watch.
Michael Flynn has filed with the Department of Justice as a foreign agent for making more than $500,000 as a lobbyist, essentially, for Turkey. Your reaction to that?
Let me say, hearing that story today was the first I heard of it. And I fully support the decision that President Trump made to ask for General Flynn's resignation.
First time we heard of it. Anyway, late today, a White House spokesman told NBC that, quote, the New York Times story is flat wrong. Neither Michael Flynn nor his attorneys told transition counsel, quote, that he was under federal investigation for secretly working as a paid lobbyist for Turkey during the campaign, close quote. Meanwhile, a source familiar with the transition tells NBC News that the family had a blind spot when it came to Flynn, and that Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner made it clear he'd be named National Security Advisor to reward his loyalty. So apparently the vetting didn't mean anything. Joining me right now is Simon Marks of Feature Story News and David Cornyn, an MSNBC political analyst and Washington Bureau Chief for Mother Jones. David, here's the thing. You know, there's so much going on now that's so messy. But let's start. The job is really important. National Security Advisor. That's the top job. You run all foreign policy. You direct it, coordinate the Defense Department, the State Department. Everything comes through you to give it to the president straight. You're the one that gives the president the news and the facts of reality on the planet. That's your job.
Arguably the most important job in the White House, even ahead of the Vice President's job.
I would say that. Well, how do you explain that well, there always is an explanation. Somebody didn't tell somebody. Flynn apparently, according to the reporting, told the vetters, told McGahn, the lawyer for the president, I've got this legal problem. They got a tail on me because they're coming after me because I've been getting money from the Turks. Right. That's the beginning of the story. Well, but how come that never got to the head of the transition?
And that he's under
Pence.
Just the words, under FBI investigation, and he's up for the most sensitive job in the White House. That should have stopped it right there. Now, also last night at the same time, McClatchy put out a story saying that on January 10th, apparently 6 days after the warning was given to the transition team, he sat in a meeting with Susan Rice, who was then the outgoing National Security Advisor to President Obama. She told him, we have a plan. We're working with Kurdish military forces in Iraq and Syria, and we're going to take out an ISIS stronghold. It's a big operation, but we want you to know because it probably won't be ready until President Trump is president. And he said, call it off, delay it. Why? We don't know why, but we do know that the Turks fight like tooth and nail to stop us from working with the Kurds because they don't want us arming the Kurds.
You're saying Flynn was working for the Turks?
The advice he gave while being paid by the Turks was in peril with what the Turks wanted while he's under investigation from the FBI. This is almost as big a scandal as the Russia stuff.
Okay, so he's getting paid to push the argument for the Turks because they don't want the Kurds to get independent and they don't want winning big battles in the Mideast.
And they're a rising power and they want to exercise more influence in Washington. But look, this is all part and parcel, it seems to me, of the amateur hour that we've witnessed from day one here. It could be that there was simply a systemic failure inside that transitional office. We know from an AP story...
By the way, that's an option we must always consider.
Back in March, Flynn goes to McGahn and says, oh, by the way, I'm going to be registering now retroactively as a foreign agent.
Lobbyist.
And McGahn says to Flynn, oh, well, that's your own personal business. That's nothing to do with us. I mean, maybe they just didn't realize the gravity of what...
Well, they could have recused him from all discussions of Turkey's foreign policy since you're working for the Turks. But they didn't do that.
Remember, this all happens, and then 16 days later, once he is National Security Advisor, Sally Yates comes over to the White House and says, there's another FBI investigation, and he's vulnerable to Russian blackmail.
More of this. It gets gooier. Yahoo News is reporting today that in a meeting with a group of friends 2 months after he was fired by the president, quote, Flynn indicated that he and the president were still in communication. I just got a message from the president to stay strong, Flynn said. This comes after the Daily Beast reported last week that, quote, White House lawyers have had to warn President Donald Trump repeatedly against reaching out to his fired national security advisor, Michael Flynn. What do you make of that? They're still in cahoots. He's still keeping his hand warm. And you know what you got to think? Yeah. He wants to keep Flynn on his team.
Well, that's one conclusion. I mean, his connection to Flynn, who he doesn't have a historical connection to. Flynn joined the campaign the early 2016. So
they're not old buds.
So they're not old buds. But somehow, you know, we have Ivanka and Jared pushing for Flynn. We have Trump reaching out. We have them holding on to Flynn when they've been warned there's two FBI investigations. This, you know, Flynn, I always said, is the Rosetta Stone of all the scandals, and we still need to know what he was saying to Ambassador Sergei Kislyak before the election, because we know there were conversations then, and we don't know what they were about.
Simon, I call this the Romanovs, because it's about a royal family with Ivanka and Jared, and they can tell the president to do anything, and everybody else's job is in jeopardy, not theirs.
With Michael Flynn absolutely at the heart of all this, and an administration that consistently fails to answer one central question. Why was he kept on for 18 days after the President of the United States learned that he was at the risk of being blackmailed by the Russians? That's
the latest
the
Reuters story today. He had 18 contacts with the Russians. 18 contacts during the campaign, and as well as the 6 afterwards. But David, what do you make of that? They said in that article, to be fair, it said there's no evidence of wrongdoing. But what were all those conversations about?
And Trump today said there's no evidence for collusion. From June of last...
No evidence, as Susan pointed out a little bit ago, of him personally and the Russians.
The White House, they've narrowed it down a bit, but they have said there's no...
They've not included Michael Flynn in their list of who's innocent.
But remember, after June of last year, when the DNC hack became public, there was evidence publicly that Russians had done this. In August, Trump and Flynn were both briefed that the Russians were the culprits behind this. So if any part of that time, Flynn or anybody else is talking to the Russians, and they're not yelling them to knock it off, and instead they're saying, you know, you may get a better deal with us. That's almost as bad as collusion. That's basically encouraging them, giving them incentive.
We'll find out.
And that Reuters story tells you that every day the president is overseas, staring into the eyes next week of foreign leaders who wonder if he'll be staring back into their eyes in a year's time. There's going to be leak.
I think you're
giving away their secrets.
I'm telling you, it's going to change the nature of all those conversations in Saudi Arabia, in Israel, and of course in the Vatican even. The Pope even knows this stuff. Anyway, Simon Marks, thank you, sir. David Brooks. There's nothing wrong with being confused with David Brooks. Nothing wrong with it. Although he's a neocon. A good guy. Anyway,